So, good afternoon, students. So, today we came to our plumbing class day 11. So, today we'll be dealing with a special topic called as, fountain designing. Fountain. Uh, F-O-U-N-T-A-N, fountain design. So, you know what is this fountain, right? So, we have seen different fountains in different, areas, or like uh, in big hotels and all, or in some parks, we have seen fountain systems, right? Where the water will be sprayed in different, will be sprayed with in a larger height, correct? So you have seen fountain system. So today we are going to study about the designing of fountain system. So we'll be seeing different types of fountains, and we'll be solving a problem related to a fountain regarding its nozzle, dia, or pump capacity, and all those things. We'll be finding it out. Okay, so let's move on to the topic, fountain system. Okay, one second. Fountain system design. Okay, so today's uh, topic is fountain system design. So are you able to see the slide? Fountain system design. Okay, so I believe you can able to see the slide. So today we are going to see about the different types of fountain system. Okay, for UNTI. So let's see. So just I will show a photo of it. So this is just a simple fountain unit using a submersible pump. Okay, this is a simple fountain unit using a submersible pump. So you can see here. Yeah, this is the a basin. Okay, let's see. This is a basin or a tank, something like that, where it is filled with water. It's filled with water, and you have a submersible pump. Submersible pump is the pump you can keep it inside the water. Okay, and where there is a submersible motor driven pump is there. This is the pump, and this is the cable connection through which you will be getting the power. And this is the fountain basin where you are filled with the water, and you have a pipe and the nozzle connection. Okay, this is a simple, very simple fountain unit using a submersible pump. Directly from this pump, you can pump it, and the water can be sprayed. Okay, this is known as a fountain attachment, through which you can spray in a different angle or a different height according to your design or style or something like that. Okay, so there is a fountain attachment. There is a pipe which is attached to the submersible pump, and pump is a submersible motor driven pump, cable connection, and this is the fountain. Okay, fountain basin. So the water will be sprayed and it will be coming back to the basin itself. Then this will be circulated like that. Okay, this is a very simple fountain unit using a submersible pump. Let's see another one, fountain installation incorporating a dry mounted centrifugal pump. So this is kept this pump is not kept in a inside the water. This is a dry mounted centrifugal pump. Okay, so dry mounted centrifugal pump. So depending upon the location and depending upon the application, we can have different types of fountains. We can use simple fountain, or we can use a fountain installation like this. Okay, so let's see what is happening here. So this is the same thing. So this is a fountain basin where it is being filled with water. Okay, and there is an area like this. Okay, and there's another pipe where overflow or drain fitting. The heard as overflow or drain. The water comes above a level. This water can be taken through this. Okay, and overflow and drain line to the channel. Okay, this can be sent to another area. Okay, or another location. So this is the overflow or drain fitting. If you want to drain, also you can drain by this, this pipe. Okay, this will be attached with a valve, and if you open that valve, you can just drain it off. Okay, as well as if there is some overflow, this overflow water can be taken through this. Now this is the main pipe or a pressure pipe. We can call it as a pressure pipe through which the pump is being pumped. Okay, the pump is pumping the water and it has a pressure, and this is called as pressure pipe. And you can see the fountain attachment is here. There is a fountain attachment. With the fountain attachment, the water can be sprayed. Okay, and there is another one fine suction filter just below this water basin. Okay, and through that, this is the suction pipe, and this water is being pressurized. You can see here, this is the suction pipe, and this is the supply pipe. Okay, or we can call it as a pressure pipe. So the water from this basin is being sucked by the help of the this pump through a fine suction filter. Okay, and it will be reaching this motor, and from there it is being pumped with a pressure. Okay, and if there is some overflow, that can be taken through this pipe, and this is the pump chamber. This pump is kept separately. This pump is kept separately inside a chamber, and this is a dry mounted centrifugal or universal pump. So this is a dry mounted. This is a dry mounted, which is not kept inside any water. This is not a submersible pump. It's a normal dry mounted centrifugal pump. Okay. So from the pump you can spray or you can supply the pressurized water here through the fountain attachment. You can spray according to the style or according to the height or whatever you need. Okay. Now there's a cover grating here, brother. Okay, there's a cover gratings. Okay, and below that cover grating only, the fine suction filter is being kept. Okay, so this is the fountain installation incorporating a dry mounted centrifugal pump. Incorporating a dry mounted centrifugal pump. So we have seen a simple type, fountain system by using submersible pump. Directly just this pump. Now this is another one, fountain installation incorporating a dry mounted centrifugal pump. So you have seen how the arrangement is, right? So this is another one, fountain installation with an open underground reservoir. So sometimes normally we used to see fountains like this. It will be made up of stones, and like it will be like a small thing, okay, or a small it will be decorated in a special way. Okay, this normally they will be keeping it in the garden in some areas or in a residence or wherever it might be. These types of fountains we can normally see, right? So let's see how it is, how this is been installed. What type of installation is this? Let's see. So now you can see here. This is the fountain attachment. You can see here. A water collector is there. There's a small water collector is there. Then you can see these all are made up of stones or something like that. Okay, some stones or some decorations or something like that. Now you can see here, when the water is being sprayed here or when the water is being supplied like this, the water will be flowing here and there. Okay, through these stones and all those things. And this is the water collector. Okay, this water will be collected here, and you can see here that floor drain with the plug. So if you want to drain it off, you can drain it off by a discharge pipe is there. Then this is the fountain basin. This is the fountain basin. Okay, this is the fountain basin. Now this is the return flow fitting. So this is a return flow fitting. So the water can be returned back into a chamber. This is a chamber. Okay, this chamber is being filled with water. In this case, it was not filled with water. It was a dry mounted centrifugal pump. Here, what happens is that it is filled with water. Okay, it is filled with water, and there is an overflow drain. Okay, an overflow drain line to a channel is being given, and this is a submersible pump. Okay, this is a submersible pump, which means that this pump is submerged inside the water only. Okay, now this the return water will be flowing through this pipe and it will be reaching in this chamber, and there will be a dirt collecting screen here, dirt collecting, because sometimes through this pipe some birds or some mud also can flow through this pipe. So when it is coming here, it may interrupt the pump. Okay, so there should be a dirt collecting screen here. This is a dirt collecting screen, so that the dirt can be collected separately. Only now pure water will be going to this side. So this is acting as a water reservoir only. Okay, so from that water, by the use of the submersible pump, the water is being pumped. So this is the pressure pipe, and it is been given, it is been supplied. Okay, by the founder attachment, the water is being sprayed. So again, this will be coming back, and it will be settling here. Okay, so this is the another one type of fountain installation with an open grounded reservoir. This is called as open grounded reservoir. Okay, so this is the fountain system. So you can see fountain system. So this might be a simple, uh, you know, uh, submersible type. First that we have seen already, a simple fountain using a submersible pump. Okay, this is similar to that. Okay, so and when we are trying to do it in an AutoCAD drawing, so it will be like this. Okay, this will be a pump. It will be directly sprayed like this. So this we have already seen. Okay, that we have just drawn it in a CAD. That's all. So you can see here is the fountain basin, overflow drain line to the channel. Okay, this is the fountain attachment. This water is being sprayed. Okay, this is the fine suction filter, and this is the suction pipe. This will sucked by the help of a dry mounted centrifugal pump. From there, it is pumped back into the uh, fountain system. Okay, so this is the suction pipe, and this is the pressure pipe. Same way, this one we have fountain attachment, water collector is there, floor drain with plug is there. Then what? This is the return flow. Okay, this is the return flow, and from there it is being supplied into the tank. Okay, inside the tank there is a submersible pump. Okay, so overflow drain, overflow drain. So if it is overflow, if the level is something more, you can keep an overflow here. So more water is there that can be collected and it will be flown through this overflow line. Okay. So these things are about the fountain system. So we have seen about the different types of fountain system. One is simple fountain system. The next one is a fountain installation incorporating a dry mounted centrifugal pump. Then fountain installation with an open grounded reservoir. Open grounded reservoir. So these are the different types of fountain system that we can use. Okay. Now we are going to solve a problem. Okay. The question is, so you have to listen here carefully. Okay. So when you understand this question, you will be able to design any fountain that you want. Okay. Here it is asked, calculate the following. Calculate the following for a water fountain. Okay. So of a 10-meter height. Of a 10-meter height. So it is being pumped up to a 10-meter height, having a nozzle of diameter 12 mm. So it has a nozzle. Okay. Nozzle, it's a tip of the pump pipe through which the water is being sprayed. Okay, like a jet. Okay. So that is called as nozzle. In firefighting also you will be able to know what is a nozzle. At the end of the pipe, it is called as a nozzle, where the size of the or the diameter of the pipe will be very small in that case. Okay, that is called as nozzle. Right? So calculate the following for a water fountain having the height 10 meter, 10 meter height. You have to spray up to 10-meter height, having a nozzle of diameter 12 mm. Having a nozzle of diameter 12 mm. So the input value that we know is diameter of the nozzle is 12 mm, and the water fountain has to be sprayed, or the water has to be sprayed up to 10 meter height, 10 meter height. So calculate the following for a water fountain of 10-meter height, having a nozzle of diameter 12 mm. Okay, so yes, so first we have studied about the fountain system, and we have studied about the types of fountain system. Okay, first one is a simple fountain unit using a submersible pump. Next one, fountain installation incorporating a dry mounted centrifugal pump. Third one is fountain installation with an open grounded reservoir. These are the main three fountain system that we have studied. Now, coming to the question, there are two, three formulas are there. Uh, if you know the formulas only, you will be able to solve this question. Okay. So the question is calculate the following for a water fountain of 10-meter height having a nozzle of diameter 12 mm. Okay. So and we have to find the flow through the nozzle. We know the diameter of the nozzle and we know the water is being uh, the height of it, the water fountain of 10-meter height. Okay. So we have to find the flow through the nozzle in liter per second. Then dia of the main fountain water supply pipe. The diameter of the main fountain water supply pipe. Then total pump head. Okay, we have to know the total pump head. Okay, then we have to know the fountain water pump capacity. So if we know all these things, or if we have found out all these things, yes, that is everything is included in it. So if we know what is a flow nozzle, if we know the diameter of the nozzle, if we know how much height we have to give, if we know the pipe diameter and the pump, everything is enough. Everything we got, every data that we got. So we are going to find these four things: nozzle, flow through nozzle, diameter of the main fountain water supply pipe. Now total pump head, okay, fountain water pump capacity. Okay, so this is the nozzle. Okay, this is the nozzle. So you can see the pipe can the water can be sprayed even up to 10 meter, or it can go more than that. So you can see here how height it is being sprayed. Okay, so this is another one. You can see here how height it is being sprayed. Okay, this is the nozzle. Okay. So this is the answer, but before that, we need to know what are the formulas. One of the formula is this one only. Coefficient of nozzle. Cm is equal to 0.25 divided by d plus 0.1 into d. So d is the diameter of the nozzle. Okay. So this is one formula. Cm equal to 0.25 divided by d plus 0.1 into d. That is one formula. Okay. Another formula is the height of the fountain. How much height? Height it is given as SB. Okay. Just if you want to write something else, you can write height of the fountain SB. Okay. They have just noted as SB. SB. Okay. Equal to H divided by 1 plus Cn into H. This H is not the height. This H is the outlet pressure in nozzle. That will be in meters. Okay. Outlet pressure in nozzle. Okay. So outlet pressure. So height of the fountain equal to H plus 1 plus Cn into H. This H is the outlet pressure. That is the second formula. Third formula is equal to flow, you know it. Q is equal to flow through the nozzle only. Okay, this is not the actual flow through the nozzle. Q is equal to 8 into velocity. Correct? So this is flow through the nozzle. You have to multiply with the coefficient of discharge also. So Q is equal to mu into A into V. So you have to multiply with coefficient of discharge, mu into A into V. A is the area, mu is the coefficient of discharge, V is the velocity. So another formula is we put it root of 2GH. But that is another formula of V. So that is one of the formula. Then another formula is Q is equal to A into V. Q is equal to A into V. And then so what are we need to find? Flow through the nozzle Q, diameter of the fountain water supply pipe. Okay, the total pump head. Okay, this pump head means the pressure at which, or not pressure, you can call it as, yeah, pressure also, and you can call it as the height also, you can call it as, okay, including the frictional loss, pump head. So last day we were dealing with this pump head and all, and its capacity and all. So I said that when you are going to buy a pump, they will be asking at which height or at what is the pump head, and not only that, they will be asking you the flow rate also. So, okay. So next we have to find the pump head and the fountain water pump capacity also. So pump head and the pump capacity. Okay. Pump head and pump capacity. So the power of the pump is being not by this formula only. We will be getting in watts, mass into acceleration due to gravity into total head divided by 1 second into efficiency. N. Okay, this is the formula for finding out the power of pump sets in watts. Now, this is the question, right? Calculate the following of the water fountain, 10-meter height, nozzle diameter 12 mm. You have to find flow through nozzle, diameter of main, fountain water supply pipe, total pump head, fountain water pump capacity. Okay. So this is the question. Okay. Fountain height 10-meter height, diameter of nozzle is 12 mm. First one we have to find flow through nozzle. So flow through nozzle is given mu into velocity. Okay. So yes. So the first formula we have to find out the coefficient of nozzle Cn. Okay. Okay. Cn equal to 0.25 divided by d plus 0.1 into d. So d is 12. Correct, 12 mm. Okay, d is 12 mm. So that 12 mm has to be given there. Okay, 12 mm. Okay, that has to be given there. So 0.25 divided by d plus 0.1 into d also. So 12, 0.25 divided by 12 plus 0.1 into 12. This 12 is the diameter of the nozzle. So Q equal to 0.0182 coefficient. Okay, unit 0.0182. Now height of the fountain. The height of the fountain is the 10-meter height, right? Now the outlet pressure of the nozzle, then we have to know it. So height of the fountain is equal to h divided by 1 plus Cn into h. So height is equal to SP equal to 10 equal to h divided by 1 plus Cn how much? 0.0182. So write that here, 0.0182 into h. Write that h here. Okay. Now equate this and find the value of h. So you'll be getting, after equating all those things, you'll be getting h as 12.2 meter. H is the outlet pressure in the nozzle. Outlet pressure in the nozzle. So 12.2 meter. 12.2 meter is the outlet pressure. So if you get the outlet pressure 12.2 meter, then only you'll be getting 10-meter height. Okay. Excluding the friction loss. Friction loss also should be added. Okay. So excluding the friction loss, at the tip of the nozzle, you need a pressure of 12.2 meter. Okay. Then only it will have a height of 10-meter height. You can spray it. Okay. So the outlet pressure of the nozzle also found out 12.2 meter. Then first one, what was our question? Flow through nozzle, right? So flow through nozzle, flow through nozzle formula is equal to Q is equal to mu into area into velocity. So mu is a constant. It's a coefficient of discharge. It's 0.945. 0.945. So mu is equal to 0.945. Area is the A is the area, B is the velocity. Okay, so instead of B, you can write B equal to root of 2GH. Okay, root of 2GH. So diameter is 12 mm. Okay, H is outlet pressure of the nozzle is 12.2. Mu is 0.94. So you can take these values and you can equate here. So Q is equal to mu into A into, instead of V, you can write root of 2 into G into H. From U into A into, instead of V, you can write 2GH, root of 2GH. So multiply with root of 2GH. You will be getting, what is a new value? 0.95. Area you know, it's a nose, it's a round. Area equal to pi by 4 d square, right? Pi by 4 d square is the area. So pi divided by 4 into pi by 4 d square. What is the diameter? In it is 0.012 meter. It is 12 mm diameter. So if you are converting it into mm, meter, it is 0.012 meter. So pi by 4 d square into root of 2gh, 2 into gravity is 9.81 into height. Height is how much? Height 2gh. This not this height, okay? This solid. That is the outlet pressure in the nozzle. Okay, so we are dealing with the nozzle, flow through the nozzle, right? So what is a H? What is a H? It's 12.2 meter outlet pressure in the nozzle. So click here and you might be getting this value. Okay, so you'll be getting almost 0.00165 meter cube per second. So just try if it is possible, like would you get this value 0.00165, whether this is correct or not. Just try it. Just try and see whether you are getting 0.00165. Are you getting this? This 0.945 into are you getting that? Is it correct? Okay. Okay, so you are getting the answer, right? So you'll be getting 0.00165 meter cube per second. So you know that 1 meter cube is equal to 1000 liters, so you can write as 1.65 liter per second. So that is the flow. That is the flow. So you got the flow. So you got the flow through the nozzle as how much? 1.65 liter per second. In 1 second, 1.65 liter per second is been flowing through that. So by using this formula. So you got first one. Now we have to find out the diameter of the pumping main, right? Diameter of the pumping main. We have to find out the diameter of the main fountain water supply pipe. So how to find out? We can take velocity as 2 meter per second. Okay, it's a range only. It's a constant. We can take 2 meter, 1.8 or 2 meter per second. We can take velocity. We can assume velocity as 2 meter per second. You got Q value. So can you easily find out what will be the diameter of the pumping main? Which formula you will be using? You know velocity, you know discharge. From there, can you find out? Can you find out diameter of the pumping main? Which formula can we use that? Which formula can we use in this? We have used the formula many times. This formula can be used for finding out the pumping main. You know Q value, you know V. Formula is Q is equal to area into velocity, correct? So Q is equal to A into V. Q you know, V you know. Instead of A, you can write pi by 4 D square. So Q is equal to 1.65. How much is it? 0.00165 meter cube per second, or 1.65 liter per second. Or we can write 1.65 divided by 1000 meter cube per second. Anyway, in whatever thing that we can write here. So instead of Q. So A is equal to pi by 4 D square, we can write like this: pi by 4 D square into velocity. Velocity is 2 meter per second. So from this, can you easily find out D value? So you can take D here. So it will be root of 1.65 into 4 divided by 1000 into pi. Okay. So into 2. So that is the diameter. So you will be getting 0.032 meter, which will be 32 mm. So the pumping main diameter is 32 mm. The pumping main diameter is 32 mm. The flow rate is 1.65 meter cube, or how much it is, 1.65 by 1000 meter cube per second. So first 2 is over. We found flow through nozzle. Then we found diameter of main, found that water supply pipe. Correct. Then now we have to find out what we have to find out: total pump head. Total pump head. Okay, how much meter height? Okay, so 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 you got the diameter. So you can write adopted pumping main of 32 mm. So you got the diameter of pumping main 32 mm. Assume length of the pumping main is equal to 10 meter. Okay, so you can assume, so that length will be changing. Okay, just assume the length of the pumping main is 10 meter. So in the actual sense, if it is 6 meter, we can write 6 meter. If it's a 20 meter, we can write 20 meter. The pumping main means that line. Okay, this line only, pumping main line only. Okay? This pumping main line only, this pressure line only. This may change. Okay, depending upon the situation or the thing, this will change. This pumping main will change. So you just assume like it's 10 meter. Okay, the length is 10 meter. Okay, so you know the diameter, you know the flow. So if you know the diameter and if you know the flow, you can easily find out the frictional loss also, because in that pumping main there will be, there will be fittings and fitting losses will be occurring. So that also should be added. Okay, you know the total head. So total head means you know all the length plus the fitting loss will be there. Correct? Fitting loss or the friction loss will be there. Plus the suction head and the height of the fountain tank also will be there. So let's see here. We got the diameter, we got the flow rate. So we know that from Claisen-Williamson table appendix D, you know the Q is equal to 1.65 liter per second. 1.65 liter per second, and diameter equal to 32. So we can see what is the frictional loss. So Q is equal to 32 and this pi equal to 32 and Q is equal to 1.65. So let's see here, 1.65 liter per second. So it is 1.38, 1.5, 1.62 is there. So it is 1.65. Now 1.62 is there, right? So 1.50 is there, then 1.62 is there. Then after that is 1.73. So 1.75 is coming closer to 1.62. 1.62. So which is closer to 1.62. How much it is? For 32 mm. The pipe diameter is 32 mm, right? So for 32 mm, 1.6 liter per second. It is 2. How much it is? 273.81. 273.81 is the uh, friction loss. 273.81 is the friction loss. Okay, 273.81 is the friction loss. So 32 mm with respect to 1.6. So you got 273.81 is the friction loss for 1000 m, for 1000 meter, or for 1000 meter. So you can see here, yeah, HF head loss in meter per 1000 meter. So we got 273.81 meter for 1000 meter is the friction loss. So what is our assumed length? 10 meter. So for 1000 meter, if it is 273.81, what will be the friction loss for 10 meter? It will be 273.81 divided by 100. Okay. So how much it will be? 2.74. 2.74. So for 10 meter, the friction loss will be 2.74. So what will be the total head? The total head will be this height 12.2. This is the actual outlet pressure in the nozzle in meter. This is the height. Okay. This height of the fountain is nothing but this. It is not about the pump or the pipe height. Okay. Or it is about the water height only. So that is not included here. So this height of the fountain means this height only. So that is not included for finding out the friction loss. So this is the height, 12.2 meter. That is the height. So 12.2 plus 2.74. That is a friction loss that we have to add it. Then 1 meter suction head. So suction head, you can take this as 1 meter. Okay, we can take this suction as 1 meter. Okay, this is suction head. Suction head. This is you can take as 1 meter height. Okay, plus 1 meter height of a fountain tank. 1 meter height of the fountain tank. So you can take this also as a 1 meter height. Okay, for example, this also 1 meter height. Okay, fountain tank, 1 meter height, fountain tank. Okay, so the total head will be this one plus this length plus this height. It means that this height plus this length plus this height plus fitting loss or friction loss. That will be the total pump head. So total head is 12.2 plus 2.74 plus 1 meter. You can take it as suction head plus 1 meter height of the fountain tank. So when you add all those things, you'll be getting 16.94 meter as the head, total head. 6.94 meter is the total head. So we found flow through nozzle, diameter of the fountain water supply pipe. Then we found total pump head in meter. We have found total pump head in meter. Then finally we have to find out the fountain water pump capacity. Fountain water pump capacity. We have to find fountain water pump capacity. So water pump capacity, we know the formula. This is the formula. Power of pump set in watts. So we will be getting answer in watts. Power. So you have to find out the power of the pump. It is mass into acceleration due to gravity into total head divided by 1 second into efficiency. So power in watts is equal to 1.65 liter per second. Correct? 1.65 liter per second into 9.81 is the acceleration due to gravity into total head. How much? Total head how much? 16.94. We got 16.94. Insert here. 16.94 divided by 1 into 60 by 100. 60 we can take as efficiency. Okay. So 60% is the efficiency. So when you repeat all those things, and you'll be getting 475 watts. Whether you are getting this 475 watts or not, you just see. We're getting this 475. Because here it is written as 457. That's right. So whether is it 475 watts or whether is it 0.457 kilowatts. Just for a verification, just see whether is it 475 watts or 457 watts. Point 5 into 9.31 into 16.94 divided by 0.6. 456.99. Correct. Yeah, 457 watts. Correct. 457 watts. We got 457 watts. So that is the correct answer. So, it is not 475, it is 457. So it is 457 watts. So if it is a 457 watts, if you are converting it to kilowatt, it will be 0.457 kilowatt. So you know 1 HP is equal to 0.746 kilowatts. So in order to convert this kilowatt to HP, you can just divide by 0.746. You will be getting its horsepower in pump, horsepower of the pump in HP, horsepower of the pump in HP. Okay. Now we are dividing that, you will be getting almost 0.61. You will be getting almost 0.61 HP. You will be getting almost 0.61 HP. Is the power of the horsepower of the pump. So when you get 0.61 HP, usually there won't be 0.61 HP. That's standard value. The next to it will be 0.75 HP. So you have to adopt a pump set of 0.75 HP. So we have found out the pump capacity, we have found out, okay, or the power we have found out. Then we have found out the total head we have found out. Then what else we have found out? Total pump head, fountain water pump capacity, total pump head. We have found the diameter of the main fountain water supply pipe. Then we have found out the flow through nozzle. We have found out the flow through nozzle. Okay. So today we have studied about the fountain system, different fountain system we have gone through it. Then we have done a problem regarding this. In this, all those things are involved. So it's asked that calculate the following for a water fountain, 10-meter height having a nozzle of diameter 12 mm. So if you want to change 10 meter to 5 meter or 6 meter, you can do like that. Changing the diameter to 12 mm also, you can do like that, and you can see what is the flow and the diameter and the head and the pump capacity, everything. Okay, so that's all is there in the fountain system. Okay, and is there any doubt regarding the fountain system? Is there any doubt regarding the calculation part or anything related to the fountain system? Okay, I think that is clear for you. So now I think so just we can just go through it once more. Fountain system. But do explain how to calculate the pump capacity to case of a bore well. In case of bore well, what we have to do is that we have to add the height. We have to add the height. the head will be changed. Okay, the head will be changed. Okay, so here, one second. Here we are finding the head, right? Here you have found out the head. You can see here. Here you have found out the total head. This length, this 12.2 meter length plus 2.74 is the fitting loss. That will be changing. Okay, that will be changing depending upon this 10 meter. This 10 meter will be differing. So from what is the height of the barbell, you need to know it. Okay, if you know the height of the barbell, this 10 meter will be might be 20 meter or 30 meter or 40 meter like that. Okay, that's what I am explaining. 1 second. Like this barbell means, it will be very deeper, right? So there won't be any much change. Small change means when it is a barbell is the height will be changed. The height will be changed. So here it is 10 meter. We have just assumed the length of the piping main is 10 meter. So if you are trying to change it to a barbell, what happens is that the height will be increasing. Correct. The height will be increasing. Increasing means the height of the pipe will be increasing. So how much is the height? So if you want to know the barbell, you should be able to know the height of the barbell. Okay, only that difference will be there. You should be able to know the height of the barbell, or which means that how much deep the barbell is been going. So 150 feet or 200 feet or how much it will be. You should be able to know the height. That height should be added here. Not added. What will be the height? That height you have to give it here. So instead of this 10, you know what happens? The friction loss will increase. And not only that, instead of this 1 meter suction head, it will be the height of the barbell. That's all. That's the difference. So here we have 1 meter as the suction head. Why we have taken 1 meter as the suction head? Because instead of barbell, we have used only a small tank only. Its height is only 1 meter. We are assumed as 1 meter is the height. So if you are choosing as a barbell, the height is not 1 meter. It might be 30 meter. Okay. For example, it will be 30 meters. So instead of this 1 meter, we have to give 30 meter. So the total head will be changed. Okay. If the total head is changed, what happens? The total capacity also will change. So here it is 16.94. Okay. So if we were using barbell, this 1 meter would be changed to sometimes 30 meter. So the head would be 30 plus, okay, 1 plus 2.74 also will be changed, plus 12.2 meter. So sometimes you just take an example, like if the total head was 50 meter, okay, if the total head was 50 meter, you have to insert that 50 meter here, this total head. So according to that, the pump capacity will change. Some days it might be 1.5 HP or some days it might be 2 HP like that. So the pump capacity will change depending upon the height of it. Okay. In coming class, I will explain how to find out the pump capacity by the help of an Excel sheet. Okay, just we can give the vertical height and its flow rate, etc., and we can find out the pump capacity. Okay. Coming classes we can see that. Okay, so this is the thing that we need to understand, that mainly the height difference will be differing. So if you are taking well or if you are taking barbell instead of this underground tank or a storage tank, the height, the suction height will be changed because it is going very deep, right? The water will be in very deep area. So from there, that we need to know what is the height. Okay, that height we have to give it here, and we have to know what is the head, and with depending upon that head, we have to find out the power of pump set. So obviously it will be changed. We have to do more HP. We have to do more horsepower if you are using bore well. Okay, so normally we have already studied about this. We won't use bore well, right? So we have already studied about the 3 types, correct? So this is the main three types. Normally it will be a basin only. Okay. If there won't be water won't be taken from borewell. It will be like a basin. That's why we have studied about these first three type of fountain system. This is one type of fountain system, and this is the other type. And you can see the height. It also will be 1 meter or 2 meter or whatever height you are trying to place it. That will be there. Okay. Here also another one. So normally we won't use borewell. Okay. So in case that is not possible, but in case if you are using the borewell, the height will be different. If the height is different, the head will be different. If the head is different, the pump capacity will differ. Okay, it's simple. That's the thing. Okay. So anything else? Anything else? I think that's clear for you, it seems. Okay. So yeah. So for the time being, we can just wind up our class. So today we have just focused only on fountain system. So we can just go one system each day so that we can understand it. So okay. So you can focus on that. Okay, one thing. Okay. And in coming days, we can, as I said, that we can deal with an Excel sheet. That Excel sheet I will be sharing to you also. Okay, so you can just practice it to find out the pump capacity. Okay, so yeah, so from there we can find out the pump capacity depending upon the height. Okay, so I think there is no further doubts. So we can wind up our class. Okay. So thank you so much. So see you tomorrow. Okay. And not only that, day after tomorrow will be a holiday. Okay. So I won't be having class on 4th. Okay. 4th will be a leave. Okay. Yeah. So thank you. Thank you.